All right, so you want to dig up some Musk family dirt. Strap yourselves in because this is going to get seriously fucked up. We're going way beyond Elon for this one. Full on Ancestry.com, deep dive on the whole damn clan.
Yeah, get ready for chiropractors, emerald mines, and enough family drama to make the Kardashians look like, I don't know, a Quaker meeting.
Let's cut the crap and get right to the juicy stuff. We're going to start with May Musk's side of the family. Her dad, Joshua Haldeman, was this chiropractor obsessed with, get this, technocracy.
This dude wasn't just cracking backs. He was a pilot, too, and even ran for parliament in Canada. He believed that scientists should run the world instead of those dumbass politicians.
So basically, Grandpa Haldeman was a control freak who thought politicians were a bunch of morons.
Pretty much, yeah. He thought technology could solve all the world's problems. Kind of ironic, considering his grandson, wants to shove chips in our brains.
Maybe it runs in the family. Who knows? Okay, moving on to Daddy Dearest, Errol Musk. Now, this guy's a whole other level of batshit crazy. We're talking emerald mines, multiple marriages, and even, get this, knocking up his stepdaughter.
Oh, yeah, Errol's the kind of guy who makes headlines, but for all the wrong reasons. He bragged that he couldn't even close his safe. It was so full of emerald cash.
Sounds like a good problem to have, right?
Yeah.
But seriously, a kid with his stepdaughter, that's just next level fucked up.
No kidding. It's no wonder Elon's got some serious daddy issues,
Yeah.
He's called Errol a terrible human being more than once. Can you imagine Thanksgiving dinner at that house?
I'd rather chew on broken glass. But even with their messed up relationship, you got to admit, Errol definitely shaped Elon's crazy ambition, like father, like son, right?
Yeah, maybe ambition is the family business, runs in the DNA. But let's not forget about the other Musk siblings, right? Yeah, got Kimball. He's all about the organic food scene, running restaurants, and pushing sustainable farming. Then there's Tosca, the filmmaker, with her own streaming service for, well, let's just say romantic movies.
One's feeding people, the other's feeding their fantasies. What a combo. They may not be launching rockets, but they're definitely doing their own thing.
Right, and we got to mention Lyndon Reeve, Elon's cousin. He co-founded Solar City, which got gobbled up by Tesla, of course. Makes the family tree even more tangled than Elon's love life, that's for sure.
Speaking of which, let's get into the nitty-gritty of Elon's romantic escapades. This dude has more baby mamas than a basketball team and enough relationship drama to fuel a whole season of Jerry Springer.
Oh, it's a wild ride for sure. Starts with Justine Musk, right? They had that horrible tragedy losing their first child, then went on to have 5 more kids together, but it ended in a messy divorce.
And from there, it's a whirlwind of actresses, singers, even a Neuralink executive who popped out twins. And then, of course, there's the whole on-again, off-again saga with Grimes.
Grimes, yeah, she's a whole other story. Unique baby names, public spats, a custody battle, even rumors of an affair with Google's co-founder. It's like Shakespeare, but in Silicon Valley.
This dude's life is more chaotic than, I don't know, a monkey with a machine gun. I would be surprised if you got a secret bunker full of baby formula and NDAs.
We haven't even scratched the surface of his childhood yet, his fucked up relationship with his dad, or how he went from a bullied kid in South Africa to, the richest man on earth.
Oh, we're just getting started, folks. Hold on to your asses, because part 2 is going to be even crazier.
All right, so let's rewind the tape and go back to Elon's childhood in South Africa. Picture this. Scrawny kid, nose always stuck in a book, probably getting the shit kicked out of him by, the other kids.
Classic nerd origin story. But I got a feeling little Elon wasn't just reading, comic books.
Oh, hell no. This kid was devouring encyclopedias, teaching himself how to code, obsessed with all that sci-fi shit, space travel, you name it, anything that hinted at, a future beyond apartheid South Africa.
So he was already planning his escape from that shithole, huh?
Exactly. But it wasn't just a physical escape. It was like a mental one, too. He built these worlds in his head, visions of a future where technology could fix everything. And let's be real, escaping that messed up family was probably part of the plan, too.
We talked about his dad being a total asshole, but how bad was it really? Paint us a picture.
Imagine living with a guy who's constantly putting you down, calling you an idiot, making you feel like you'll never amount to anything. That was Elon's reality.
Damn, that's some serious psychological warfare. No wonder the dude's got so many issues.
It's like growing up in a pressure cooker.
Right.
Except instead of heat, it's all negativity and emotional abuse. But hey, maybe that's the secret recipe for baking a billionaire. Who knows?
Maybe it just makes you build rockets to get the hell away from everyone.
Touché. But let's not forget, Elon wasn't some passive little victim, He fought back, learned to code, built his own damn computer games, and even sold his first software when he was, what, like 12 years old.
So the guy was hustling before most kids figured out how to use a Game Boy, huh?
This dude's always been a step ahead, even if it meant stepping on a few toes along the way. So after high school, he bounced to Canada, lived with his relatives for a bit, then hustled his way into Queen's University. Didn't stay there long, though. He transferred to University of Pennsylvania, snagged degrees in economics and physics, then set his sights on, Silicon Valley.
Stanford, right. The land of tech dreams and VCs with deep pockets.
Bingo. But here's the kicker. He enrolled in a PhD program but dropped out after 2 freaking days.
2 days? That's got to be some kind of record. What the hell happened?
He had this, I don't know, epiphany, this realization that the real action wasn't in some stuffy classroom. It was out there in the startup world. So he ditched the textbooks and launched his first company, Zip2.
Ah, Zip2, right. The online city guy that kind of paved the way for what? MapQuest? Google Maps.
Exactly. It was like the OG of digital mapping, and it was a damn good idea, you gotta admit. Few years later, Compaq bought it for like $307 million, and that was just the beginning of Elon's wild ride.
So that's where he went from broke college dropout to multimillionaire. Not bad for a guy who couldn't even hack 2 days of a PhD program.
The dude was never meant for the slow lane. With all that cash, he co-founded X.com, which, later merged with Confinity to become PayPal.
PayPal, the money-moving machine that basically changed the way we buy shit online. It's like he predicted the future of e-commerce,
And when eBay bought PayPal for a whopping $1.5 billion in 2002, Elon was officially in the billionaire boys club. But here's the thing. He wasn't content with just counting his money. He had bigger, crazier ideas brewing in that hyperactive brain of his.
SpaceX and Tesla, right?
Yeah.
The 2 companies that would make him a household name and, define his whole legacy.
You got it. In 2002, he founded SpaceX with this, audacious goal of colonizing Mars. And then in 2004, he pumped millions into this struggling little electric car startup called Tesla Motors.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Rockets blasting off, electric cars taking over the roads, and Elon Musk becoming this, larger-than-life figure, real-life Tony Stark, but with less charm and way more Twitter meltdowns.
He's a complicated dude, no doubt. Visionary entrepreneur, ruthless businessman, a master manipulator of the media. He's been accused of everything from, union busting to exploiting workers to spreading misinformation.
Yeah, for all his talk about saving humanity, he seems to forget about the actual humans working for him. But let's be real, the guy's got a knack for making headlines, whether it's launching a car into space or getting in Twitter wars with politicians.
He's like a magnet for controversy, right?
Yeah.
And he seems to thrive on it. He's turned himself into this meme-worthy icon, this walking paradox of brilliance and, absurdity.
So is he a genius or just a really lucky asshole?
Good question. Maybe a little bit of both. A brilliant mind with a knack for spotting opportunities, a relentless hustler who's not afraid to, break a few eggs to make his omelet. But I think there's something else going on here, something deeper and darker that drives him.
What do you mean?
I think it all goes back to his childhood, that dysfunctional family, the constant feeling of never being good enough. Maybe all this, the rockets, the cars, the billions. It's just a way to prove something, to silence those inner demons, to finally get his dad's approval,
So he's trying to build his way out of his own personal hell.
Yeah.
Create a future where he's finally free from all those ghosts of the past.
Or maybe he's just a control freak who wants to, I don't know, shape the world in his own image.
Who knows, right? One thing's for sure, the Elon Musk story is far from over. He's got Neuralink, his brain chip company, the Boring Company, his tunnel digging venture, and who the hell knows what other crazy schemes he's cooking up in that Tesla factory of his.
So what's next for the Muskiverse, right? Will he actually colonize Mars? Will he turn us all into cyborgs? Will he finally get that damn edit button on Twitter? Only time will tell. But buckle up, because it's going to be a wild ride. And speaking of wild rides, we haven't even touched on his forays into artificial intelligence with Neuralink and OpenAI, or his ambitious plans to build underground tunnels with, a Boring Company.
Hold on, underground tunnels. What the hell is he trying to escape from reality or something?
Wouldn't surprise me. But before we delve into those rabbit holes, let's take a quick breather and then come back to wrap up this whole Musk family saga.
Sounds good to me. My brain needs a break from all this Elon-ness. Okay, so let's try to wrap up this whole Musk family shit show. We've gone from chiropractor cults to emerald mines to messy divorces to, Jesus, AI-powered brain chips. What the fuck did we actually learn about these people?
Well, one thing's for damn sure, they're never boring. Ambition just oozes out of their pores. They're always making headlines, and they got enough drama for like 1,000 reality TV shows.
Right. It's like a real-life soap opera, full with rockets and robots thrown in. But behind all the glitz and glam, there's some seriously dark shit going on, right?
Yeah, you got a point there. We've seen the dysfunction, the strained relationships, the, I don't know, almost Shakespearean tragedies that seem to follow this family around. It's like success comes with a pretty hefty fucking price tag.
Maybe that's the takeaway here. Like, you can be the richest dude on Earth, launch rockets, build electric cars, but you can't escape those inner demons, you know?
It's a pretty sobering thought. We've seen how Elon's childhood, that whole fucked up relationship with his dad, shaped his ambition and some might say his ruthlessness. Like he's constantly trying to prove something, not just to the world, but to himself.
Maybe he's just trying to build a world where those childhood demons can't touch him, you know?
Yeah.
A world of electric cars, space colonies, and AI that does whatever the hell he wants.
It's a fascinating, if slightly terrifying thought. But even with all his power and wealth, there's this like vulnerability, this insecurity that kind of peeks through. It's like he's still that awkward kid in South Africa trying to fit in, trying to prove he's not a freak.
It's a good reminder that even billionaires are human. You know, they bleed, they cry, they get pissed off on Twitter, just like the rest of us.
And they make some seriously questionable choices like, I don't know, dating Grimes or naming their kids after mathematical symbols.
Seriously, XAA what the fuck is that? Sounds like some rejected Star Wars droid.
But hey, who are we to judge, right? Maybe in 100 years, everyone will be naming their kids after algorithms and space probes.
Maybe. But for now, it just sounds like a recipe for a lifetime of therapy bills.
True enough. But let's not forget the bigger picture here. The Musk family, for all their craziness and dysfunction, they've pushed the boundaries of what's possible. They've challenged the status quo, made us question all our assumptions, and forced us to face the future head on, whether we like it or not.
They've shown us that even the most batshit crazy dreams can become reality if you're willing to take risks, break the rules, and piss off a few people along the way.
And they've reminded us that the future isn't set in stone, you know? It's shaped by the choices we make, the risks we take, and the stories we tell ourselves.
So what's the final verdict on the Musks? Are they heroes, villains, or just a bunch of eccentric billionaires trying to leave their mark on the world?
I think the answer is somewhere in between. They're a reflection of our times, you know? A microcosm of the ambition, innovation, and dysfunction that defines the 21st century.
They're a cautionary tale and an inspiration, all rolled into one. A reminder that the future isn't for the faint of heart, but for those who dare to dream big, push the limits, and maybe, just maybe, launch a car into space because why the hell not?
So there you have it, the Musk family, warts and all, a family that's shaped the world we live in and will probably keep on shaping the world for years to come.
All right, folks, that's a wrap on our deep dive into the Musk family shit show. Hope you enjoyed the ride. And if you ever find yourself at a Musk family gathering, bring a helmet and a therapist. Trust me, you're going to need both.